Hello DIYers, I'm Terry Peterman, the Internet Electrician, and I'm here to help you with your home electrical projects to make sure that you do them right, do them safely, and maybe even save you some money. So in this video, it's story time. Let's discuss a situation that happened to some friends and neighbors of mine next door. So this story starts out with an electric clothes dryer. For a few years now, Beverly, or Bieberly as she's known here in Costa Rica, every time she went to put a load of laundry into the dryer and started a cycle, she could smell a distinct burnt or burning smell. It was kind of passed off as maybe some lint had collected on the heat element over the years. Is that what she was smelling? Or was it something more sinister, like a sign of something much worse? And then it happened. Bev had just put in a load, started the dryer, and as she walked away, she heard a loud bang like a gunshot or lightning strike. Stop, drop, and roll. Visibly shaken, she turned to see smoke rolling out from behind the dryer. So now, shrouded in darkness, she called out to Colin to shut off the breaker, but that wasn't necessary. It actually blew the main breaker feeding the house. So with the power now off, they pulled the dryer away, and this is what they discovered. Look at that. That's the receptacle, now removed from the box, the device box. There's the plug. I had to just kind of push it back in as best I could, but man, the damage is significant. It was all on this hot side here. This is a standard 50 amp, 250 volt, 3-prong outlet and plug that they use here in Costa Rica for both their ranges and their dryers. They don't use the typical 4-prong that we have, the 4-prong 125 250 volt outlets for 30 and 50 amp for dryers and ranges respectively. Here they use the 3-prong outlets quite commonly, and they take advantage of the code, when the code is followed here, that makes a provision to allow the bonding of the neutral and the ground inside these appliances when you only have a 3-wire outlet to feed them. So that's the story. This is a fairly dramatic example of what can happen with a bad connection point. Now, to determine what actually caused this is almost impossible to diagnose now, given the catastrophic damage to the device, but one thing for sure is that it was either a loose connection at the wire termination in here on the receptacle, or the components that make contact into the receiving jaws, the blades into the jaws. Either way, the results are the same. A poor connection causes arcing. Arcing increases resistance. More resistance increases the arcing. And that cycle continues until something has to give, and it did. Now, this is one of the worst failures like this that I've seen in my 40 plus years. I've seen a 120 volt receptacle burnt out to almost hollow, but that was like a slow burn compared to this explosive failure. So now, after inspecting the device box and the wires, seems that the damage was just limited to the device box and some smoke stains to clean off the wall and inside the outlet. But the wires were okay to cut back and restrip. The device box was actually okay. So with the new receptacle, new plug for the appliance, this dryer should be fine. But you're not going to convince Bev of that. She's out shopping for a new dryer to match her newer washer. So this here dryer is going to be retired. Alright, so just to show you what a new plug looks like in this 50 amp 250 volt configuration that isn't burnt up. Nice and shiny are the blades. 3-prong, like I said, 250 volt 50 amp plug that will go on that old dryer so we can check it out to see if it's any good. So what can we learn here? Well, where there's smoke, there soon could be fire. So always trust your gut feeling, and if you think there's something wrong, check it out thoroughly to find out the cause. Now, in a house constructed of cinder blocks and wiring inside of conduit and metal outlet boxes, a serious house fire wasn't really a likely possibility, but you can certainly see here now just how powerful, pun intended, that a failure of a 240 volt circuit drawing somewhere over 20 amps can be. My personal opinion of what happened here is an improperly tightened connection at the terminal. Now, when making connections to devices and to receptacles, you got to make sure that you tighten that terminal firmly. And some even recommend torquing them to a factory specification, but let's be honest here, who does that? I have not, and I've never worked with anybody that packs a torquing screwdriver in their pouch. Not in residential construction anyway, but the biggest problem is with stranded wires. You can tighten that connection down as hard as you can, but if you don't wiggle the wires while you're doing it, the strands can slide over each other, and with the movement of manipulating those wires back into the box, they come loose. It happens almost every time. What you have to do is you need to wiggle, like visualize this being strands inside that terminal, and you're tightening and you think you're good, and then when you wiggle it, they slip over each other and it's loose again. So while you're tightening those connections, you want to tighten and wiggle the wire, tighten a little more, wiggle, 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 tighten and tighten until it doesn't tighten anymore. Then you know you've got a good connection. So what do you think about this? Are you surprised at the damage that a bad connection like this can cause? Do you have any examples to share of similar failures you might have experienced? I want you to share your stories in the comments section below. And hey, if you have any other questions or comments regarding this or anything else, please do so below. I get to the comments when I can and I'll answer them for you. And if you found this information helpful, please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, click on that notifications bell so you'll know when I release new content. And I want to thank you for watching. I'm Terry Peterman, the Internet Electrician, and I'll see you in the next one, or actually, you'll see me in the next one. Bye for now.